countryside, and there's not a lot of people around. I mean, a city is only 80,000 people. It's not a lot of people, but just walking through the streets. Why not? Hello everyone, this is Drone in Blue. Just taking my night walk today in Hua Hin, Thailand. And today's topic would be on, is Thailand safe? So I'm actually walking around the night right now in Hua Hin. The question is it safe? And Thailand is actually pretty safe during the night. It's probably because it's a tourist area, and that's why it feels pretty safe. So all you need to worry about out here right now is probably mosquito bites, but this little town is pretty safe, and there's no real worries here at all. So it's kind of a contrast to Bangkok, but Bangkok, actually, when we were there, we felt pretty safe there as well. It wasn't too dangerous. But Hua Hin is, you can take a night walk like this, and I don't feel I'm in danger at all. I mean, there is some levels of petty theft, so you got to watch out for your belongings, but as long as you're really mindful of where you are, and you know, just do the things that you wouldn't do back home, like walk into a dark alley of some kind, then you'll be pretty much safe. But I find that the traffic is kind of dangerous during the day and the night, so it doesn't really matter what time of day it is. Traffic is always dangerous. They'll run you over, so if you're not careful. Apologize for the light here on my GoPro. It doesn't really take good video in low light situations, but everyone seems pretty relaxed. I mean, even the security guards and the police officers, they seem pretty laid back, probably because nothing really happens over here. And when we were at the train station, they had their you know, security checkpoints. At first I felt kind of uncomfortable with it, because they're checking all your stuff as you're passing through the gates there, but after a while I kind of feel safe that they were checking each individual through those screening gate. I'm not sure what you call it, but after a while it kind of, I became used to having that around, and it felt pretty good having that placed. But if you are walking around at night, that's when kind of the shady stuff comes out. I'm talking about the cockroaches and also the rats. In most cases you probably won't see the rats, but in some larger cities there are big rats. I actually saw one the other day. Those suckers are pretty big. But in Thailand there are some scams, right? That's unavoidable. I mean, there's scams everywhere throughout the whole world, but there's scams where, you know, you go to these really famous temples, and there's these people who pretend to be working for that establishment, and they actually tell you that the temples aren't even open, and they try and direct you to some other place for their own personal interest, of course. And you're scammed into thinking that the actual place you wanted to visit is closed. And so what they do is they drive you in a tuk-tuk and take you to a place where like a gift store, where they get a certain commission for bringing you there, and so they can take a little bit of profit off of you as well. But there are certain kind of shady places in Thailand as well, depending on the city you're in, and certain corners of certain cities, like Pattaya, as for example. But that's pretty much the single man's world, you know. And I wouldn't say it's dangerous, but it's something that I would consider to be a little bit questionable. So I definitely feel really safe. If I didn't feel safe, I wouldn't be vlogging. So I feel I have a lot of space here in Hua Hin because it's the countryside, and there's not a lot of people. around. I mean, the city is only 80,000 people. It's not a lot of people, but just walking through the streets. I'm not sure what it's like at midnight, but right now it's about 10 o'clock in the evening, and there's still a lot of people out, and the cars are going by, and people are still sitting on the streets there. We have the security guards also on the streets, but of course this is a touristy area. But one thing I noticed is you know, the majority of the Thai are extremely friendly, right? Even if they don't really understand English very well, they will go about helping you somehow or another using hand gestures and all that. So I found that I've experienced that a couple times actually in Thailand. Another thing is it's really quiet during the night. I'm probably the loudest one here, pretty much yelling at the speaker here, but other than the cars going by, I'm probably the loudest person on the street here. So, but I feel pretty safe. You know, it's just people who are curiously staring at me, and but I've actually been in pretty scary situations in my younger days anyways. But it's definitely something that I remember to my core. So I built somewhat of an instinct, I guess, of shady places. But you know, you grew up with that kind of stuff. Everybody does back in North America, and you begin to see how to protect yourself, right? And that same thing goes for anywhere in Thailand as well. But the Thai people are Buddhist. So given that they are Buddhist, they're very tolerant of things, and they're also very respectful as well. They strongly believe in karma as well. So a very low percentage of people are actually bad. You know, a very low percentage has a very low percentage of bad intention, I guess you could say. But I actually heard that the death toll on the roads are the highest, one of the highest in the entire world. So a lot of those scooters get in accidents, and so do cars as well. So you do need to watch out when you're driving around Thailand, especially because you drive on the left-hand side. You do kind of want to watch out for bag snatchers as well, especially for females, where you have your bag strapped towards the road. There are certain people on scooters that would, you know, won't pause even for a second to try and get at your bag, you know, a bag snatcher. So you want to definitely watch out for that as well. Other than that, really, there is no real high crimes here, but the murder rate here is very low as well. You know, and I always see Thai news. I'm not exactly sure what they're saying over the news, but sometimes I do watch Thai news, and I see that they are really hammering down on criminals. You can see them being publicly humiliated. So it gives a lot of pressure for those who have bad intentions to not, you know, cause any crime. But Thai people are extremely family oriented. So if you cause disrespect for any part of your life, you're causing disrespect for your entire family. So that's essentially what it is. And there's a strong honor system here in Thailand. But having strong family values is extremely important here in Thailand. So basically what I'm saying is the Thais are very group oriented, very much different from us being individualistic. There's a group mentality out there in Thailand, but the expats and you know, the backpackers from other countries, they all have a similar mindset when they come to Thailand, and that is to find themselves happiness you know, everyone kind of has a same relatable feeling, so they don't come here to cause any problems. And it's definitely a place where they want to grow a peacefulness within them. But it's super relaxing to just walk through the streets at night. It's actually a lot cooler as well. So yeah, like I said, I don't feel any sort of that I'm in danger at all. There's actually some restaurants that are open pretty late at this time as well. But I feel safe here in Hua Hin. But if I was in Bangkok, who knows, maybe it might feel a little bit more dangerous over there. But it is pretty much a 24-hour city, a major city. But anyways, I'll try a bit of this rice here. It looks really delicious. Oh yeah. Wow, this is really good. I love this. This is really good.